Hey internet friends, Brad Johnson here from Song Production Pros, and today I have a pedal review of a micro pedal by Pigtronix called the Gamma Drive. And now when I say micro, I mean this thing is tiny. It takes up like no room on your pedal board, and even though it's tiny, it is mighty. This thing really brings the fuzz. This is an all analog pedal with a 2-band active EQ, treble, and a bass. It has what they say are germanium, LED, and silicon diodes, which apparently are supposed to be what brings the fuzz, but I'm not an engineer, I can't really verify that, but I can tell you plugged in, sounds pretty awesome. The way that I would describe the Gamma Drive is really high gain. Really when you push it, it can almost get into fuzz territory. Hard rock, metal, maybe some more like indie rock style stuff. It can do blues and more like gentle style overdrive as well. But I do find that, you have to be really light on the touch to keep it from really wanting to go into like the breakup. So even with the gain all the way down and using it as a volume boost, there are better pedals out there, but like you can do a lot with this pedal, and you will hear from the demo in this video. But if you really want to hear all the different tones this thing can bring, check out the review article I wrote in the description below. That has a lot of mic'd up sound samples, as well as just, all my thoughts collected into a more formal review. So go check that out. Sweetwater did provide me with this pedal, so thank you, Sweetwater. You can check this thing out on Sweetwater through the links below. Those are affiliate links, so I will earn a small commission if you do purchase through those links, but it's at no extra cost to you, and it really helps me to continue to grow this channel. Before I plug the Gamma Drive in to show you what this thing sounds like, there is one thing I want to say. This thing does have a really articulate distortion to it, meaning you're not going to lose a lot of the note definition and like big chunky chords, which I really, really appreciate. But there is a lack of mid-range. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you a little more mid-range punch, this is definitely not the pedal, and it might just be due to the treble and the bass being the only frequencies you can really mess with. You will hear that in this demo because I will compare it to the Walrus Voyager, which does have a lot of mid-range punch. So you will hear the differences. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong, it's just something to be aware of that the Gamma Drive does lack in, but what it lacks in, it definitely makes up for with what it's really good at. I'm going to be demoing this thing through the Supro Delta King 12. It's going to be running into a pedal board with various pedals that I may or may not use. Enough talking, let's go. All right, so I'm playing through a Supro Delta King 12. Everything here is pretty much at noon, the mid-band, bass, and treble EQs. Reverb is on this thing. It's got a nice built-in spring reverb. Other than that, it's just clean tone. I'm going to just kind of show you the Gamma Drive. I'm going to put everything up at noon. I'm just going to kind of give you like baseline what this thing does. Yeah, this thing definitely brings the heat. As you can hear, it's got that high-end sizzle to it. Everything was at noon. I'm going to kind of bring it down to more manageable levels. I'm going to bring the gain all the way down and kind of show what it does. It's just like a clean boost. Dirt. It's responsive. If you play quiet, it still stays pretty clean. So good. It just sounds nice. One thing with the Gamma Drive that I found that I do really like about it is that it's just hard to make sound bad. I mean, I'm going to crank up a little bit of the EQ, turn the gain up a little bit. All right. In comparison to the Walrus, like I said, this thing definitely has a lot of high-end, fuzzy, gritty distortion to it compared to something like the Voyager. Voyager even turned up gain-wise. Yeah, you can definitely hear the difference. The Gamma has more of like a, I mean, you can play metal on this thing, hard rock. If you want to dial it back, do some blues. It's pretty versatile, I would say. But if you are, the one thing about it is if you are looking for something that's going to be more of just like that front end clean boost where, you know, you're getting, like for example, just on the Delta King 12. You know, it just adds a little bit of body and weight and a little bit of grit. The Gamma drive's not really going to get you there. Like, you have to play pretty soft with the drive all the way, or the gain all the way down to get it to stay clean. It wants to get gritty pretty quickly. I'm just going to crank this thing all the way and then show you what this thing does at max. And then I'm going to play it through some pedals because this thing can get sludgy. It can get really, really sludgy, really, really fuzzy, and I can't wait to show you that. But before I go absolutely ballistic with it, I want to keep it still pretty civil. So here we go. I love it. I love it. It's just, it's got a lot of attitude. The Gamma has a lot of attitude. It's definitely not subtle, but it stays articulate. I mean, just like... You don't lose the singular notes and chords, and that's something that I just love about it. All right. We're going to go crazy. I'm going to put on the Julia, which is a vibrato type of chorus unit. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to turn on the drive in the Supra, which actually has a Pigtronix circuit in it. Pigtronix Fat. So I'm wondering if they're using similar stuff in the Gamma drive. But I want to show you what it sounds like when the Gamma drive is pushing into something that's already distorting, and just the magic that happens. So I'm just going to hit the boost and the drive on my Supra, which sounds like this. Turn on the Gamma drive. it's so nasty. Let's just get rid of the extra drive and hear the gamma on the clean circuit with that. So as you can see, there is a lot of attitude in this small little pedal. If you've been looking to add a nice analog drive to your pedal board, and especially one that's not going to take up like any space at all, check out the Gamma Drive. It is a lot of fun, a lot of different tones you can get out of this thing, and it's hard to make sound bad. As you can hear, it can get like really, really filthy nasty, but stay articulate, and also do some of those nice, clean, kind of just like overdrive boost tones as well. So go check out those links, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.